First of all, you got to understand what it was about. Okay, it started because it was triggered by a very barbaric terrorist attack in the Indian Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir, where 26 tourists were murdered in front of their families after ascertaining their fate. And it was done in a way in which it was intended to harm tourism, which is the mainstay of the Kashmir economy, and to create a religious discord. Deliberately, an element of religion was introduced. And to understand that, you've got to also see that on the Pakistani side, you have a Pakistani leadership, especially their army chief, who's very driven by extreme religious outlook. So there is clearly some connect between the views that were expressed and the behavior that was done. There was a body which called the Resistance Front, which took responsibility for that attack. That's a body which has been on our radar for a number of years. In 2023, 24 and 25, we brought this body to the attention of the UN Security Council's 1267 Sanctions Committee. And we said, look, we see this as a body which has been created by the Lashkar. Lashkar is the main terrorist group in Pakistan, one of the two main terrorist groups. And we can see the connection. So we had, well before the April 22nd attack, we had already drawn this to the attention of the United Nations. Now, we identified the people, the attackers. We know that they are linked to the Lashkar. We know the command centers of the terrorist groups, okay? It's not a secret. In fact, if you look at the UN Security Council, UN Security Council publishes regularly a kind of list of major terrorists, okay? So it looks like something like this. This is the UN. It says the list established and maintained pursuant to UN Security Council Resolution 1267. If you go through this list, these very places, you know, the terrorist list, these are famous, you know, well-known terrorists, notorious terrorists. They have a place of residence. You know, it says they operate out of here. Okay, I mean, there's a whole list of these guys. Now, these are the very places which are named in this. These are the ones which we hit on the 7th of May.